He had everything money could buy: private jets, glass towers, a name that opened every door. She had nothing but a baby growing inside her, and a dignity the world kept trying to take away. When their paths crossed on a rainy night, he looked through her like she didn't exist. He never imagined that the child he refused to acknowledge would become the one thing he could never live without. Stay until the end, because this story isn't just about wealth or poverty. It's about the moment a single life breaks a hardened heart and changes destiny forever. He ignored her without knowing that one day he would beg for the chance to be ignored by her instead. Ethan Blackwood was a man built by ambition and sharpened by loss. At 38, he was already a billionaire, the youngest CEO to dominate the tech finance world. His life was measured in stock prices, acquisitions, and headlines. Emotions to him were liabilities. Love was a distraction. Family was a chapter he closed the night his parents died in a car crash when he was 17. That night shaped him. He learned that attachment only led to pain, so he replaced it with control, power, money, silence. On the other side of the city lived Lily Carter, a woman the world barely noticed. She worked double shifts cleaning offices after hours, her feet swollen, her back aching, her hands rough from chemicals. She was pregnant, alone, and terrified, but determined. The father of her child had disappeared the moment responsibility showed up, leaving her with nothing but unanswered messages and a growing heartbeat inside her. One stormy evening, their worlds collided. Lily was mopping the marble floors of Blackwood Tower when Ethan walked in late, fresh from a failed merger meeting. Angry, exhausted, cold. As she hurried to move her cart out of his way, she slipped on the wet floor and fell hard. Pain shot through her body. She clutched her stomach instinctively, panic flooding her eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I didn't see." Ethan didn't stop. He barely glanced at her. "Be more careful," he said flatly, stepping around her like she was part of the furniture. No help, no concern, no question if she was okay. That moment burned into Lily's memory, not because he was cruel, but because he was indifferent. And indifference hurts deeper than cruelty. Weeks later, Lily went into labor early. Complications followed. Hospital bills piled up faster than she could breathe. She gave birth to a baby boy, Noah, tiny, fragile, fighting for life in an incubator. While Ethan signed contracts worth millions, Lily prayed beside a plastic crib, begging God to let her son live. Noah survived. Years passed. Ethan's empire grew taller, colder. Lily raised Noah with love instead of luxury. She told him stories instead of buying toys. She taught him kindness because that's all she had to give. One day, fate knocked again. Ethan collapsed during a charity gala, heart failure. The irony stunned the media. The man with everything needed a heart transplant to survive. Tests began, donor searches expanded. And somewhere in the system, a name appeared. Noah Carter. A perfect genetic match. The man who once ignored her was now alive only because of the child she raised alone. Ethan woke up after surgery, weak, confused, alive. The doctor explained that a rare match had saved him. A child, a living donor procedure that would change two lives forever. Ethan insisted on meeting them. When Lily walked into the hospital room, recognition struck like lightning. The same woman, the same eyes, older now, stronger, guarded. She recognized him too. "You," she said quietly. Ethan tried to speak, but guilt rose in his throat. For the first time in his life, he felt small. Noah stood beside his mother, holding her hand, curious, bright-eyed, brave. "This is my son," Lily said, "the one who saved your life." Ethan stared at the boy, feeling something unfamiliar break open inside his chest. Gratitude turned into wonder, wonder into regret. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "for that night, for not seeing you." Lily didn't cry, she didn't yell. "I didn't need you to see me," she replied. I needed you not to forget that people exist beyond your world. Recovery was slow, but transformation was faster. Ethan changed. He visited Lily and Noah regularly, not with gifts but with time. He learned Noah loved drawing. He learned Lily dreamed of opening a small cafe. He learned that real wealth was sitting across from him, laughing without fear. For the first time, Ethan felt purpose beyond profit. Months later, he funded Lily's cafe, not as a billionaire but as a believer. He created medical funds for struggling families. He stepped down from ruthless practices and built ethical foundations. But his greatest achievement wasn't written in Forbes. It was the moment Noah called him Uncle Ethan, smiling without knowing he had rewritten a man's entire life. On the opening day of the cafe, Ethan stood quietly in the corner, watching Lily serve customers and Noah draw on a chalkboard wall. He realized something then. Money had made him powerful. Loss had made him cold. But love, unexpected, undeserved, and freely given, had finally made him human. Sometimes the people we overlook carry the miracle we desperately need. Sometimes the smallest life changes the hardest heart. And sometimes it takes losing everything inside to finally gain what truly matters. Stay kind, because you never know whose life might one day save your own.